Yeah. I think if one thinks in terms of probabilities about any given sort of axiomatic statement, then that's the right way to think about it. Now, some things are, 99.99% to be true. You can run experiments, you can confirm them, and others perhaps have a low probability of truth, 1% likely to be true, or just using extremes here. But any given statement has, I think, should be thought of as having unless it's a tautology, it should be thought of as having a probability of being true or untrue, or a probability of being relevant to an argument or not relevant to an argument. We're just talking about the basics of cogency here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So let me put a twist on that too. So one of the things that really struck me about your public pronouncements in recent years was your insistence that we're in a natal crisis and that's actually a problem.
Because, well, that's factually true.
Well, it depends on whether you think that the planet would be better off if it was depopulated. Right? I'm not an extinctionist. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Ehrlich is a genocidal maniac, as far as I'm concerned, and I think he's a terrible human being.
Yes, and he's never admitted that he was wrong, and he was unbelievably wrong. He made a famous bet. The bet.
I hate Paul Ehrlich. I just want to be clear about that. I think he's terrible, and his books have done great damage to humanity.
So what? Okay, fine. I talked to a philosopher a while back who was an antinatalist, trying to get my finger on that. There was a recent research article published on this too. Antinatalists are much more likely to show dark tetrad traits: Machiavellian, psychopathic, narcissistic, and sadistic, because those first three weren't enough, right? And so those things are tightly aligned, especially the best predictor was psychopathy for being an antinatalist.
Sure.
Right. Well, and the psychopaths are very, very, very self-centered, right? They're like overgrown 2-year-olds, overgrown aggressive 2-year-olds. So that's not good. How did you start to understand that one of the fundamental ethical problems is different than a scientific problem?